Well, hello everybody. It's Ronnie with WIPandChain. I work with Maggie and Lauren to bring you fun crochet tutorials. Before we get started, my little helper Mumu, hear him? He just wants to say hello to everybody, and he sits here for almost every video I do. He loves it. Anyway, so let's get back to the fun project of today. This is my take 2 of this video because silly me, when I did the original, I forgot to make the video landscape. So here we go again. This is a face scrubby and it is made with 100% cotton. Whenever you make something that you choose to use in your kitchen or in your bathroom, I will always advise you to use 100% cotton. It just prevents any possible problems coming down the road. But anyway, what I like about this project is this is really nice on your skin, and because it's textured, it really cleans your face. Now, you don't have to use this as a face scrubby. You can use this as a dish scrubby, whatever you'd like. But I love it for the face. The back is flat, has a little hook, and it works out great. So what you're going to need to do this project is a couple things. A pair of scissors would be very, very helpful. Just one stitch marker. And I'm going to be playing with 2 crochet hooks. This one is an H, which is a 5mm. That is to make the base of your scrubby. But I'd advise you to get one that's a little smaller. It does not have to be a 3.25 like what I have in my hand. And I'll show you when we get to that point in the project why you need a little smaller one. If you're able to do it with your one that you did the rest of the project with, you're welcome to. It just made life a lot easier for me. Now, the yarn that I used for the example was Sugar and Cream Purple. But I am a fan, huge fan of Hobby Lobby. And I love their yarn. I love their cotton yarn. I love their acrylic yarn. I haven't been able to find a yarn of theirs that I do not like. This, it just seems to crochet nicer. It doesn't split on me. I've never gotten a bad skein from them. And their customer service, their employees, every time I go there, I have not met one person that has not been helpful. They're wonderful there. So, and I'm not getting paid to say that. I just love them. Maggie and I plan our trips to go there whenever we can. So, this color, if you'd like to know, is called Potpourri Print. Okay? This specific project, does very well in solid, but it really pops in multicolored yarn. So it's totally up to you what you'd like to do. So let's get started on this. This is not a long project by any means. So, and this is one I'm probably going to be making quite a few of these when I have spare time, because I just love this, the way it feels. It is not my favorite crochet pattern. I will tell you that. It's a little too repetitive for me. But the end product is very worth it. And this is not my pattern. This is a pattern I found for free. Now, I'm going to start with a magic circle. You can start with the magic circle, or you can start with a chain 4 and then slip stitch to the first stitch and chain 1, and we will meet you there in a minute. Okay? And here's my chain 1. All right. Now I want you to go into that chain, into the circle, and do a single crochet. And then I want you to use your stitch marker and mark your first stitch, because we're going to be working in the rounds and you want to know where your first stitch is. So after you do that first one, I want you to put in 9 more. Okay. 6, 7, 8, 9. I think I can on my first one. 1, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, one more. So make sure you have 10 single crochets in there. Now I'm going to pull this a little tight, but I am not going to make it snug till I get a couple rows out. That's just what I do. It works easier for me. So now I want to explain what we're going to be doing. Each stitch consists of a top loop and a bottom loop, and mostly when you work in both like that. But sometimes some stitches will call for front loop only, and that is the loop that is closest to you. But I'm going to be asking you to work in the back loop, so that will be the loop that is farthest away from you. Okay, now each round will continue to be worked in the back loop only. Okay, so that being said, in each stitch, back loop only, I want you to put 2 single crochets. So after you put 2 single crochets in your first one, I'd advise you to put your stitch marker in the first of those 2 stitches, so you know where you're at. And then you continue back loop only, 2 single crochets in each one. Now, if you accidentally miss a stitch or something, this is a pattern where that really does not matter. So don't stress. Okay. All right. Now I feel safe in pulling the rest of that shut. Okay. Now I'm going to take your stitch marker out, and in that first stitch, back loop only, again put 2 single crochets in, back loop only, and then put my stitch marker back in there. So now that was 2 in the first one. The next back loop, only do 1 single crochet. Next one, do 2. Next one, 1, and then 2. And that's your pattern all the way around. Oh, and also about Hobby Lobby, I think it's like every other week the yarn goes on like 30% discount. So that is like the perfect time to go and stock up. So coming around. Now you should end on a 1, but if you don't, again, like I said, it doesn't really matter. It's really okay. So now, next round, now I want you to put in just 1 in the back loop only, and put your stitch marker back in. Next one, back again, back loop only, just 1 again. And then the next one you do 2. So that's your pattern. So it's 1, 1, and 2. I'll do a couple more with you just to make sure everybody's okay. And then I'll meet you around. All right, I'll meet you around. Okay, I'm coming around. If your counts are right, you should end up on a 2. But again, it really doesn't matter. Okay, last round. The first one, 2. 1 and 2. And then put your stitch marker back in. And then 1 in the next 3. And then 2 again. And then 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. All right, I will meet you around at the end of this round. Okay, I came around and you guys can have a giggle on me. I skipped a stitch somewhere or skipped a count and I didn't go back to worry about it. All right, so coming around, you can take your stitch marker out, put your hook back in, and in the next full stitch, go in there and do a slip stitch. Okay, now chain 12. And 12, and then you slip stitch back into that same stitch. Okay, and I advise you to chain 1 and cut. Okay, and you can hide that tail end. Now we're at the end, whatever you really rather do. Now this is what we'll be doing. I'm really bringing you in because I want you to see. Because we did back loops only. See, going around, you got a spiral going of those front loops that you didn't use. Okay, that's what we're going to be working in. But I do want you to understand, as we're working in them, I didn't do the very last row. See it here? I did that on purpose because it's easier to hold the Scrubby when you're using it. You can go all the way. It's totally your choice, but that's what I chose to do. So now you find in the center your first post, your stitch, that, you know, the front stitch that you didn't use. There. See? You tie on your yarn. There we go. Pull through, just like that, and chain 4. 1, 2. Let me zoom you back out. You don't need to see me that close. 2, 3, and 4. Second chain from the hook. I want you to go in there and make a single crochet. Next chain from the hook, go in, do another single crochet, and the fourth chain from the hook, go in there and do a single crochet. Then your next stitch, the front loop, go in there and you do a slip stitch. Now do a slip stitch, chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Second chain from the hook and do a single crochet. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, you go into your next front loop and then you slip stitch. And that is exactly what you do. Keep chaining 4. And then you make single crochets all the way down. Now, if you're worried about the hole in the center, as you keep making these, it will get filled and you won't be able to see it. And then you slip stitch. And you just go around and around, doing that until you get to one row left or all the way out. Totally your choice. And that exactly is the pattern. That's it, isn't it? Told you it was easy peasy. And I want to thank you guys for watching our videos. We're doing wonderful. And if you enjoyed this video and some of the others, can you please hit that like button at the bottom and subscribe button? We'd so appreciate it. We are on Facebook under WIP for Work in Progress, which is WIPandChain. If you want to come join us on Facebook, we're over 200 members and growing strong each day. And we're there to help anybody that needs it. So hopefully we'll see you there. Until our next video, guys, happy crocheting. Bye-bye now.